All right, it's another beautiful Sunday evening, day number 31 in the month of May 2026. Good evening, folks, and welcome to Iron Port here on Metropolitan Television. Iron Port is proudly brought to you by the Ghana Revenue Authority, GWEL PLC, Serene Insurance, Ghana Link Network Services, Meridian Port Services, MPS, and indeed Phoenix Insurance. It's also brought to you by the Joint Association of Port Transport Unions, JAP2. Indeed, our media partner on this journey of a lifetime is the Business and Financial Times, the BNFT. Now, if you want to have a grasp of all that transpired on the show tonight, make a date and grab the Thursday edition of the BNFT, and you'll be able to read all that happened here on the show. Tonight, we are streaming live on our social media pages. On Facebook, we're live at Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Still on Facebook, we're live at Port of Tema. And on YouTube, we are streaming live at Iron Port. Iron Port. Now, as usual, we're going to be getting interactive with you, and so all you have to do is sit back, relax, grab your phones, and send us your messages and comments ahead via our dedicated WhatsApp line, which is 0538 037353. 0538 037353. Now, when the time is ripe, and I pick signals from the production team, which will activate the phone lines for you to call in and contribute to the discussion. My name is Kennedy Mona. We are going for a quick break. When we return, we will continue the show. Please stay with us.
Good energy brings you quality choices with Goil Super XP. Available in many Goil stations nationwide. It is fortified with special additives that help your engine perform better and use less fuel. Branch into a Goil station today and energize your ride with Goil Super XP, compatible with most vehicles. Goil Super XP will feel ya, huh? Will be feel. Goil, good energy. Ja, ya, ya.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Yeah. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is, you still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Welcome to today's edition of Serene Insurance Business News. We present to you Serena. You're right. You can complete an entire insurance process for the purchase of any motor and other insurance products, from onboarding to issuing a motor insurance sticker and policy certificate, all on WhatsApp in less than 10 minutes. Serena is simple to use and it prioritizes user ease and flexibility. You can either use voice notes or text to effortlessly issue your instant policy, cross-platform renewals, claims, and also process your payments through mobile money, Visa, and MasterCard. To engage Serena, just search for Serena Insurance on all social media handles and scan the Serena barcode or save her number 0500 517 114 and start chatting her on WhatsApp immediately. There you have it. Serena is not just a tool, it's an innovation by Serene Insurance designed to redefine how motor and travel insurance are accessed and managed. Speed, convenience, and reliability.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
At
At Phoenix Insurance, we make the unpredictable predictable and the uncertain certain with our range of products, including motor insurance, fire insurance, engineering insurance, marine insurance, accident insurances, and all types of bonds. We have you covered. We also support you with risk management advice to enable you stay focused on your business. Take a policy with Phoenix Insurance today. We help you rise from adversity stronger and more secure. Contact us on 0302 246319 or 0302 246644 or any of our branches, agencies, and brokers spread across the nation. You can as well connect with us on our WhatsApp chatbot. Efiba is waiting to assist you. Make the future predictable with Phoenix Insurance. Phoenix Insurance, a delightful service experience delivered with wisdom.
Across the corridor and every major yard, GPHA is the choice of over 11,000 professional drivers. Visit our kiosk to register. Join a community built on safety, savings, and success. Get your official high-vis gear and your personalized GPHA ID, your key to a smarter journey. With over 11,000 members, you are never driving alone. This is the GPHA standard of excellence. Tap your card for instant fuel discounts at Shell. Save more on every fill and keep your profits high. Maximize your earnings with our real-time load board. Find your next haul instantly.
All right, welcome back. So let's now turn our attention to some happenings in the port and shipping industry over the last week by way of local stories. Please enjoy.
The port of Takoradi came alive with color, culture, and a strong spirit of continental unity as staff, stakeholders, and students gathered to celebrate Africa Integration Day as part of this year's Africa Union Day commemorations. Organized by the French unit of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority's Learning and Development Section, the event built on a similar celebration held in Tema last year and sought to promote African integration, cultural appreciation, and cooperation within the maritime sector. Participants proudly represented various African countries, including Benin, Togo, Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Côte d'Ivoire, showcasing their nation's rich histories and traditions through music, dance, fashion, and cultural performances. A major highlight of the event was an open food exhibition, where students presented traditional dishes from their respective countries for assessment by a panel of judges. At the end of the competition, the team representing Benin emerged winners of the cultural showcase. Students who participated in the program described the event as an enriching experience that deepened their understanding of African cultures and strengthened bonds among colleagues from different backgrounds.
I would like to congratulate my team with the hard work, the teamwork, the unity, the consistency importantly, and the sleepless nights of learning our script and everything. And alhamdulillah, we did it.
Director of Ports for Takoradi, Captain James Richmond Quayson, commended the initiative, describing it as a worthy platform for fostering unity and cultural exchange. He pledged his continued support for the program and encouraged its growth in the years ahead.
The French department did a good job by taking the students through their French lessons, and as such, it has culminated into these beautiful events. It has been successful, how they have used the language to express themselves, the culture display from the various ports, and then the food that came with the culture display can be unique. From myself and my management, we are very happy that we have seen the maiden edition of this day, this event, African Integration Day, and we look forward to more of such events.
The Learning and Development section says it intends to institutionalize Africa Integration Day as an annual event, while continuing to promote the practical use of French in professional engagements across the authority.
At the Learning and Development section, we recognize that people are at the heart of this integration process. This is why we remain committed to building the capacity of our staff through continuous training and development initiatives that align with both organizational goals and continental priorities.
This African Integration Day celebration, initiated first in Tema last year by the LND, Tema Port, We started small, and management assured us that this celebration is going to be institutionalized. And thank God, today, Takoradi made it big with the presence of the Director of Port and all the managers.
The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority (GPHA) on Tuesday, May 26, 2026, held a stakeholder engagement aimed at addressing operational challenges affecting business activities and service delivery at the ports. The meeting brought together key stakeholders including representatives from the Food and Drugs Authority, Port Health, Ghana Standards Authority, Bureau of National Investigations, Narcotics Control Commission, and the Port Security Department of GPHA. Speaking at the engagement, the Director General of GPHA, Major General Paul Seidu Tanye Kulono, reaffirmed the authority's commitment to reducing the cost of doing business at the ports to maintain competitiveness within the sub-region. He noted that management had been working steadily to resolve operational bottlenecks and strengthen collaboration among stakeholders in order to attract more businesses to the ports.
Let us, all the agencies, to let us know some of the challenges that they are having and how we can, as brief as possible, how we can work together to enhance port efficiency and to ensure that the cost of doing business here goes down. And then our ports will be the preferred ports when it comes to the sub-region in terms of container traffic, general cargo, transshipment, among other things. So thank you very much.
The Port Security Manager, Colonel Daniel Atobra Bonda, assured stakeholders that measures were being implemented to improve monitoring and coordination within the ports. He added that the Port Marketing and Public Affairs Departments had engaged relevant parties to address recent concerns and demonstrations within the port enclave.
There are some sections of the Meridian route stretch which must be worked on. There are some potholes which must be worked on so that all the trucks can go in a particular lane towards the directions they are supposed to move to. Because of some of those portions also, trucks skew into one lane when we are going, and all that also causes the traffic congestion. So there are things we have outlined to ensure that everything goes well. So we have addressed all those issues.
Meanwhile, officials from Port Health urged stakeholders to remain vigilant against possible disease outbreaks. Although Ghana has not recorded any cases of hantavirus, they encouraged adherence to proper hygiene practices, including regular hand washing and the use of face masks when necessary.
At the moment, you have the hantavirus in the Yes, we don't have it in Ghana, but we need to protect ourselves, be on guard. And I think that last 2 weeks we went to the Betty meeting to advise the shipping lines what they need to do. We have to go back to washing hands, a sanitizer, and nose mask as well. So I'll urge each and every one to be on guard to protect the country.
The stakeholder engagement forms part of GPHA's continuous effort to strengthen collaboration, improve operational efficiency, and enhance customer satisfaction within the port sector.
The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority has stepped up efforts to address growing traffic congestion within the Tema Port Enclave following concerns from residents, businesses and road users. According to the Port Security Manager, Colonel Daniel Atobra Bonda, the situation has been influenced by ongoing construction works on the Accra-Tema motorway, which have diverted more vehicles onto roads within the port's community. Increased cargo volumes at the Port of Tema have also led to a rise in truck movements as importers move containers and other cargo to various destinations across the country.
The kind of traffic situation we are witnessing now is caused by several factors. First of all, we all know the construction that is being undertaken at the motorway. It has diverted a lot of traffic to the beach road, which ends up within the port community. Aside from that, the kind of business environment we are witnessing recently in the country has put Ghana on the limelight for a lot of port business. So we have a lot of volumes of containers and cargo coming into the port. And all these containers must be cut into their various consignees by vehicles. So we have a lot of truck also coming in to cut these containers and other cargo which are coming into the port. Aside from that, the road situation, the conditions of some of our roads are not in a very good state, which we are working on. These factors have contributed to road traffic situation becoming a little challenge in the area.
The Port Authority says its assessments also identified indiscipline among some truck drivers and road users, including unauthorized parking and obstruction of major roads as a significant contributor to the congestion. To tackle the challenge, GPHA has engaged stakeholders within the port logistics chain and partnered with the Motor Traffic and Transport Department of the Ghana Police Service, the 1 Infantry Battalion of the Ghana Armed Forces, and community volunteers to restore order on affected roads.
You may recall from Thursday, we started seeing the joint collaboration of Ghana Police, military, port security, and some voluntary individuals within the community 3 area teaming up to ensure that we decongest our roads by making sure vehicles which are parked wrongly are towed to safe areas, by making sure also that we align trucks which are going into inland container depots to a specific area which keeps them off the major roads being used by the populace.
The authority has also commenced repair works on some damaged road sections to improve traffic flow and reduce delays experienced by motorists. GPHA says it remains committed to working closely with stakeholders, security agencies, and community members to sustain the interventions.
They are working assiduously with the police. The Port Authority is also trying to enhance the capabilities of the police as part of our social corporate responsibility so that they can continue to monitor the roads and make sure that we are safe and using it without serious traffic situations. We would achieve all this with a joint collaboration of the community itself. So we want the community to own what we are doing and always keep us informed when they see some recalcitrant drivers still wanting to park at unauthorized places, to just give us a call and the towing vehicle will be on its way to ensure that we take them off. When we do that continuously and people get to know that they are prosecuted for doing the wrong thing, they would stop.
All right, so welcome back. We are now zooming into our discussion proper tonight. And tonight we're taking a look at the integrated tax administration system by the Ghana Revenue Authority. And the GRA have introduced a new policy. And indeed, they are moving into the next phase of this particular policy, and that's the integrated tax administration system. Now, when this policy came up, I think they had a pilot, the Kaneshi Tax Service Center, which was a go live. It was limited, though, go live session. Now, this time they are moving to the next phase, and the next phase is going to take them across the Greater Accra region, and they are going to be, piloting this particular one, and then at all the tax service centers in the Greater Accra region. And so tonight we want to help you appreciate what indeed the tax administration system is, integrated tax administration system of the Ghana Revenue Authority is, and they have started some stakeholder engagements. I was part of one yesterday, and this particular discussion is one of such engagements to bring you up to speed with what the integrated tax administration system is, to help you appreciate what it is for the broader taxpayers in the country and the generality of the Ghanaian people as taxpayers. And so with us in the studios tonight to help us, as it were, decode the integrated tax administration system from the GRA, or by the GRA, 2 officers from the authority. With us in the studios is Mr. Joe Menu. Mr. Joseph Menu is the project manager, ITAS project. That's the integrated tax administration system. So when I say ITAS, that's what it means. So please don't get confused if I don't mention the whole thing. And so we say a very good evening to you, sir, Mr. Menu, and welcome.
Good evening. Thank you.
Absolutely. Great. And also with us in the studios is Mr. Theophilus Ehun, who is a change management lead, ITAS project, GRA. Good evening, sir, and welcome.
Good evening, and thank you for having us here.
Absolutely.
Always a pleasure.
Great. Awesome. So let me begin with project manager, Mr. Menu, and if you can just walk us through what the ITAS project is about.
Yes, thank you. So the ITAS is a technology-enabled business transformation project. essentially it forms part of GRA's taxpayer-centric digital transformation journey. The ITAS is a technology-enabled business transformation project. So GRA is transforming from an enforcement-driven tax administration to a taxpayer-centric and data-driven tax administration. And then ITAS serves as the backbone for this journey. So essentially, ITAS is a technology-inspired or technology-enabled business transformation project that is designed to help taxpayers easily and cost-effectively comply with the tax laws of Ghana.
I know in the past you've done so many things to ensure voluntary compliance in terms of tax payment of taxes and all that. We still seem to be, reeling under some form of, as it were, non-compliance, as it were, by the majority of people in this country. How certain are we that this is a game changer?
Yes. So this particular, like I said, this particular project puts the taxpayer at the center. So we are deeply engaging the taxpayer. It's centered around the taxpayer. And then also, as we go into details, it will become clear how we will ensure that compliance will actually improve under the ITAS project through our multiple integrations with various government institutions like the NIA,
DVLA,
companies, DVLA, the Lands Commission. Also forms part of actually fairness, right?
Right.
So that if taxpayers know that everybody is complying, then they'll voluntarily comply. But if there is that mindset that only a few people are complying, then that becomes a challenge.
Right.
So one capability that ITAS wants to deliver is the ability to prove that we are actually bringing everybody within the tax net. So you've heard about other projects like the modified taxation.
Yes.
ITAS, as the name sounds, Integrated Tax Administration System. We integrate with all these other systems being developed by the Ghana Revenue Authority. We'll cross-reference data from different agencies to identify all taxable persons and then ensure that they comply. Once we identify them, then we also have to ensure that the cost of compliance is also reduced for them. They can easily comply. And that is why we are saying with ITAS, the taxpayer is at the middle of it. It's taxpayer-centric, and then it's designed to ensure that the taxpayer easily complies with the tax
obligations.
Obligations.
All right. Let me come to Mr. Hyun, and if you can tell us when this particular policy was rolled out. We're told, like I mentioned in my preamble, that you are moving into the next phase, and that's going to be much broader throughout the Greater Accra region, coming from the piloted stage in the Kaneshie Tax Service Center.
Okay, thank you very much. In terms of the rollout, we are rolling out in phases, actually. We started our first pilot on the 1st of April at the Kaneshie Taxpayer Service Center. Okay. We've done 2 months of that pilot. The feedback has been great. We've improved on initial things that we detected. And then we are optimistic that the taxpayers are having a better experience than we've experienced with the GRA over the years. We are moving on to our large taxpayer office. Actually, they have started filing. Those selected taxpayers are filing. What we're going to do is, in the Greater Accra region, we are looking at our top tax-paying population.
Right.
And we are also going to roll them onto the ITAS system within the month of June. And then hopefully, the nationwide, we would, by September, we hope to have covered the entire nation in terms of our rollout plans.
Now, at this point in time, he mentioned the fact that, yes, this is going to make it more friendly for people to comply in terms of payment of taxes. But why this particular time? Why have you decided to roll it out around this time?
Yes, so I think this stems from the vision from the ministry to GRA top management and also to the realities of the day. The taxpayer demographic has changed. We now have digitally savvy taxpayers and taxpayer representatives. They are used to using multiple technologies for services. They also want to see, for example, if they are on Facebook or they are on Instagram, the responsiveness they get from these social apps. They also want the same from services provided by the government. So this is the time we need to catch up and then deliver that kind of experience to our taxpayers. So we feel that this is the time with the government's reset agenda. This is an opportunity that we want to take to ensure that we actually succeed whilst the transformation agenda is here with us and everybody is interested in what is going on and the use of the technology, various technologies.
So the crux of the matter is that, yes, you are helping the government to, as it were, go fully digital as far as the economy is concerned.
Yes, that's number one. Number two, recently the Ministry of Communication also launched the National Artificial Intelligence Strategy.
Yes, yeah.
And GRA is one of the key institutions required to use
Implement.
AI. And then AI relies on quality data.
Hence the public and AI.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. AI relies on quality data.
Yeah.
So on the domestic side, we need to actually ensure that we have clean, quality, and then up-to-date data on our taxpayers. So this is the opportune time if we are to benefit from the government's digitization agenda.
Right. Mr. Hun, what are the core areas or core functions the ITAS is supposed to cover?
Okay, so generically with tax administrations worldwide, we are hinged on four main functions, which is the registration abilities of the system, the filing, payment, and then submission of records, other records that the GRA would require. Now, in addition to these core functions that I've mentioned, some of the introductions that we are having in the ITAS is the offline capabilities. What it means is that our taxpayers will be able to prepare their returns without the need for internet. And as and when they get access to internet, they submit the returns to the GRA. This is a capability that we were not having, and currently we are also introducing. We are also introducing the capabilities of taxpayer representative management, which we call the tax consultants. Over the period, we have not been able to aggregate them and then fully administer them as the Revenue Administration Act mandate the GRA to do. Now with the ITAS, we are fully going to be in charge, know all those who are registered, manage their activities against their tax-paying population.
Right.
Again, also, when you look at some of the functions that we are introducing, we have what we call the sequential filing of returns. Hitherto, taxpayers are able to file their returns. They file in March, they come back and file in July. As part of improving the quality of data we have on taxpayers, we are also introducing that sequential filing, so that you are supposed to file when you are supposed to file. Again, also, we've also had complaints from our tax-paying population that the same taxpayers are being audited over and over and over, and that the taxpayers don't know the basis for which the GRA always select them for audits. Now, the new system is also going to base on risk assessment, and it will be so transparent so that once you are selected for audits, your risk indicators and scores will be made available to you. The reasons why you are being selected for audit will be made available to you.
Right.
And the system is such that the more compliant you are, the less likely that you'll be selected regularly for audits. Because at least audits, we will target the high-risk taxpayers. So again, that is the capability that the system is also bringing on board. Again, also, we also have the analytics feature of the system, which my senior colleague talked about, which will rely on AI to properly analyze the taxpayer's trend. There are two things that normally we look out for when we are performing analytics on taxpayers. For individuals, we do all analysis. The final thing is we are looking at your net worth.
Right.
How much are you worth after pulling all the data sources on you? For companies also, we want to know the extent to which they are transacting. So with the ITAS and with the integrations that we are going to have with several government institutions, what we experience in the US, what we experience in other advanced countries, over a period of time, we begin to experience it also in Ghana, where we have full information on our tax-paying population.
Right. Right. So I'm particularly interested in the offline capabilities. I mean, that tells you that if you don't have internet, you still can, go onto the platform and do whatever you want to do.
Prepare your returns, and once you get internet, you submit.
You submit.
So that saves you some data cost.
Absolutely. Sure.
You don't need to be online to prepare your returns.
Right. Great. Now, when one is cited or one is selected for audit, is that necessarily an indictment? that you probably is not doing? You probably are not doing something right.
Okay, so it's a very good question that you have asked. I'll pick it from two sides. One, for all our agents, and when I mean our agents, any taxpayer who is collecting the value-added tax, collecting that's the indirect taxes, or serving as an agent for pay as you earn, what we call PAYE, or withholding taxes, you are only an agent for the Ghana Revenue Authority. So if the GRA says that I want to find out how much you have collected for me, for the state, that shouldn't be seen as something that is so difficult to do. So in that light, if you are selected for audit where the GRA says, I ask you to collect VAT on my behalf, let me know how much VAT you have collected. That shouldn't be a difficulty. So that shouldn't be a challenge. The other aspect has to do with the complaint of the frequency of the audit. But what we say at GRA is, once your records are available as a taxpayer, at any point in time, once we request for it, it shouldn't be difficult for you to submit those returns to us. And over a period, if we come to you and we are finding nothing, we are not making any substantial findings, over a period, you are then noted as a compliant taxpayer, and therefore the less audits that you go to green. Encounter. Exactly, something like that as is in customs.
All right, okay.
And then it should also be seen as a tax educational opportunity also. So if we come and audit you, we will actually get to know whether you are fully complying with the tax laws. And then it also provides GRA with intelligence on whether taxpayers actually understand the tax laws and are interpreting it right. And then that actually is a good source of feedback for us to use to improve our taxpayer education programs also.
Let me stick with you, Mr. Mayor, and find out from you how the ITAS improves taxpayers' experience. He mentioned some of the good things. I mean, like I mentioned, I'm particularly enthused about the offline thing, where without data you are good to go until you have data. And maybe when you read the submission stage, you can switch on to your data and then you submit.
Okay. I think two other areas that the ITAS seeks to bring is the taxpayer charter, right? So essentially, we will have SLA, service level agreements with the taxpayers. And then officers' ability to meet the service level agreement will be linked to their performance appraisal.
Right.
So it is in the officers' interest to actually deliver the best service to the taxpayer because it affects their performance, appraisal also. And then there's a proactive acknowledgement and then notification also. So if you request, you can request almost every service online. And then instead of following up at every stage, we actually provide you with updates on where, if for example, refund application, if you submit a refund application, we send you an acknowledgement. If the refund has to go through audit, we send you an acknowledgement. If the refund is approved for payment, we send you an acknowledgement. And then if payment is made also, we send you an acknowledgement. So there's that proactive engagement also. And then also the ITAS also has a customer relationship management component that our customer experience unit use to interact with taxpayers. So we also pick a lot of data about the taxpayers, their challenges, their problems, their frequently asked questions, and then feed into the system to deliver much better service also. And then there's a learning management system component also, where we'll provide videos and training material on the system and provide it to taxpayers also.
Right. Okay, so I still want to stick with you briefly before I come back to Mr. Hun and find out from you whether this ITAS replaces the existing system that we have, or it's an additional system that we are bringing on board.
So currently, it's an additional system. The two systems will be integrated. And then as we progress and then we roll out the system to all taxpayers, we will see less of the old system and then more of the new system. Like I said, ITAS is more than a software system. It's a business transformation project that is technology enabled. So from the taxpayers' end, once the ITAS project is fully operational, they will see one system. But behind the scenes, there will be multiple systems talking to each other, exchanging information. Taxpayers' information on the old system will be there, will be integrated with the new system. We'll integrate our system with Publican, the Integrated Customs Administration System also. So yes, it is an addition, but at the same time, as we move forward and fully operationalize, we will see less and less of the old system, and then we'll see a unified front. That will be the ITAS.
All right, Mr. Ehun, tell us about the migration process, and how do taxpayers, do they have the responsibility of onboarding onto the ITAS? How do they do that? Or you would have to lead the charge and do all this for them?
Okay, thank you very much. I'll begin by saying that the experience that taxpayers are going to have when it comes to the onboarding actually isn't too different from what they have experienced with the GRA and other systems or softwares that they sign up to. In terms of the onboarding process, there are two stages where you have to activate your account with the GRA. And by account activation, it's synonymous to signing up. So you are to sign up onto the new GRA e-service portal, which is on the ITAS. You need your taxpayer identification number. For individuals, it is quite simple. Your Ghana card number serves as your taxpayer identification number. And for corporate bodies, the tax identification number issued at the ORC at the point of registration becomes your reference number for which you are going to activate your account.
These are your cameras, so
for which you are going to activate your account with the GRA. Now, with these numbers, what we also want to mention to our taxpaying population is that the telephone numbers that are associated with these numbers will be the telephone numbers that will be sending the one-time password, which is commonly known as the OTP.
Okay.
And then, so for the information of our taxpayers, if you are unsure of the number that you have used, the GRA is contacting all taxpayers within our various TSCs, but you can also proactively also contact your taxpayer office to be sure of the telephone number that you have given to us. And then if you are not so sure, you go through the process of updating your contact with us. So two things. You need your TIN, and then you need your telephone number to be active. Then you go through a very smooth and easy onboarding process. We've introduced some security features where we want to be sure that it is human beings that are actually signing up and not computers that are signing up. So you see some enhanced features, but nothing so surprising. We are convinced that our tax-paying population will be able to onboard smoothly.
All right, so let me come to you and find out, Mr. Menu, about how you are managing the transition process. That's the data from GITMIS to ITAS. I mean, there likely probably can be some duplication, along the line. How are you ensuring that whatever you do at the end of the day becomes sacrosanct?
Okay. So we've actually worked hard to integrate the two systems. And as you know, the tax identification number is the unique identifier of the taxpayers. So we've introduced the system on the back end. So once the taxpayers come in on the new system, actually that information is pulled from the old system and brought in the new system. So there will not be any duplications. It is not like the taxpayers are actually coming to fully on board with new information.
Right.
You bring in your tax identification number and we identify you, but then as part of the onboarding process, there's an opportunity for you to update your latest information as part of the onboarding process.
Now, we're told that this is going to be done in phases. I know the first phase was, doing the limited go live at Kanishi Tax Service Center. Now you're going to go Greater Accra region. Tell us about the phases.
Okay, good. First, I'll begin by saying that our pilot at Kanishi, for our experience, we were enthused as to how our tax-paying population were eager to try a new system.
Right.
And I believe the experience has also been great with them. We've moved on, as I mentioned earlier, to our large taxpayer office, LTO, where some taxpayers are also going through the pilot fees.
Right.
The next big bank is in the Greater Accra region, which it is for this particular month of June, where we are also selecting our top taxpayers to roll them out onto the system. Eventually, by the end of September, we are going to roll out the system to the entire taxpaying population in the country. Awesome. So this is how we are phasing out.
Right.
Roll out.
Okay, so this is our report here on Metro TV, and tonight we're taking a look at the integrated tax administration system by the Ghana Revenue Authority. They've started rolling it out. They did the pilot at the Congestion Tax Service Center. That was in April, and this time they're going full haul for the Greater Accra region before eventually, I'm told, in September, they will go countrywide, nationwide. And so this is a discussion we're having tonight. We want to help you to understand what this whole new thing is about. And from all look of things, from what you are hearing from them, I'm sure that you are certain that you're going to have a very good experience paying your taxes, and this is going to be voluntary. With us in the studios is Mr. Joseph Menu, Project Manager, the iTax project, and indeed Mr. Tiflus Ehun, who is the Change Management Lead at the iTax, or the iTax project at the Ghana Regional Authority. We're going to go for a quick break. When we return, we'll get to give you the opportunity to call in and contribute to the discussion, and then we'll see what your concerns are. Please stay with us.
Good energy brings you quality choices with Goil Super XP. Available in many Goil stations nationwide. It is fortified with special additives that help your engine perform better and use less fuel. Branch into a Goil station today and energize your ride with Goil Super XP, compatible with most vehicles. Goil Super XP will feel ya, huh? Will be feel. Goil, good energy. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Yeah. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is, you still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Welcome to today's edition of Serene Insurance Business News. We present to you Serena. You're right. You can complete an entire insurance process for the purchase of any motor and other insurance products, from onboarding to issuing a motor insurance sticker and policy certificate, all on WhatsApp in less than 10 minutes. Serena is simple to use and it prioritizes user ease and flexibility. You can either use voice notes or text to effortlessly issue your instant policy, cross-platform renewals, claims, and also process your payments through mobile money, Visa, and MasterCard. To engage Serena, just search for Serena Insurance on all social media handles and scan the Serena barcode or save her number 0500 517 114 and start chatting her on WhatsApp immediately. There you have it. Serena is not just a tool, it's an innovation by Serene Insurance designed to redefine how motor and travel insurance are accessed and managed. Speed, convenience, and reliability.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
At Phoenix Insurance, we make the unpredictable predictable and the uncertain certain with our range of products, including motor insurance, fire insurance, engineering insurance, marine insurance, accident insurances, and all types of bonds. We have you covered. We also support you with risk management advice to enable you stay focused on your business. Take a policy with Phoenix Insurance today. We help you rise from adversity stronger and more secure. Contact us on 0302 246319 or 0302 246644 or any of our branches, agencies, and brokers spread across the nation. You can as well connect with us on our WhatsApp chatbot. Efiba is waiting to assist you. Make the future predictable with Phoenix Insurance. Phoenix Insurance, a delightful service experience delivered with wisdom.
Across the corridor and every major yard, Chapter is the choice of over 11,000 professional drivers. Visit our kiosk to register. Join a community built on safety, savings, and success. Get your official high-vis gear and your personalized Chapter ID. Your key to a smarter journey. With over 11,000 members, you are never driving alone. This is the Chapter standard of excellence. Tap your card for instant fuel discounts at Shell. Save more on every fill and keep your profits high. Maximize your earnings with our real-time load board. Find your next haul instantly.
All right, welcome back. So tonight we are helping you unpack and decode the integrated tax administration system of the Ghana Revenue Authority, GRA. With us in the studios, Mr. Theophilus Ehun, change management lead at the ITAS project, and indeed Mr. Joseph Menu, project manager, ITAS project, Ghana Revenue Authority. They are the two gentlemen we're having a discussion with. Now you can call in and contribute to the discussion if you have any concerns. The number is right here on your screen, 0245834980. 0245834980. We shall be going into the mailbox also to take your messages and share them with our guests and elicit some responses for you. So please continue to be our guests. And so let me come in studio once again and find out from Mr. Menu how smooth was the implementation of the pilot phase.
Yes, it's met our expectations.
Your microphone, please. Is it on? Is the blue light on? Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So I would say it met our expectations. We were actually very encouraged with the taxpayers' responsiveness,
right,
and the feedback that we received also from the taxpayers also. There were some frustrations that we actually picked during the first phase of the pilot, and then that we improved on subsequent filing seasons. So so far so good. We've been encouraged on the smooth pilot. Yes.
Right. Mr. Ihon, let's take a look at the integration of ITAS onto other government systems. Can you tell us some of them? I know DVLA is one of them, maybe SNET. Walk us through those that you're supposed to get hooked onto.
The GRA is aiming at achieving a 360-degree view of a taxpayer.
Yes.
And when we say the 360-degree view of a taxpayer, it cannot be achieved by GRA system alone. So in terms of integration with the ITAS, we have integrated with the Ghana.gov system, which is the government paying platform. In terms of other integrations that we are looking at to achieve our 360-degree view, we will be integrating with the Senate database. For DVLA, we have those integrations already in place where we are able to tell the owners of vehicles, whether luxury, commercial, or private purpose vehicles. Right. We've done that integration also. With Land Commission also, we are going to be integrating with the Lands Commission. For our ports, ICAMs, it need not mention that we already have that
integration done already with the GRA. Right. We are looking at several sources where we can get information and then do the integration. So there are quite a number of integrations that we'll be doing. The ultimate objective is that we are able to achieve a 360 view of a taxpayer and then get closer to predictive filing, what is done in advanced jurisdictions, where you are able to tell, Mr. Gazy, I hope that is the name right.
Larry, yeah, that's Larry.
Larry, good, yes. I'm able to tell him that Larry, in the year of 2026, you were able to earn an income of 1 million Ghana cedis. And Larry will come and say that, yeah, GRA, you are close. Actually, I earned 1.2 million Ghana cedis, but the deviation isn't that wide.
Right.
That is what the integration that we are going to have is geared towards.
Right.
I think Joe will add some further integrations that we are working on.
Integration with other government systems, yeah.
Yes, so ORC...
That's Registrar General.
Yes,
Register of Companies.
The Register of Companies, and then also the RGD also. So patents, trademarks, estates, if we'll be registering all of that, and ORC also integration, so liquidation of companies, registration, updates, and then with also their beneficiary ownership also. We'll be taking all of that information. And then the breadth of that information is to also help us with the fairness.
Right.
We want to ensure that every taxable person, every taxpayer, eligible taxpayer, potential taxpayer, should be brought into the tax net in order to pay taxes.
Absolutely.
So that everybody sees that everybody is paying, and then that's the fairness mandate of the GRA.
Absolutely. Awesome. Now, what are some of the anticipated challenges you foresee, and what measures have been instituted to, as it were, ameliorate or mitigate these challenges?
Okay. So essentially, as with every new system, we have, irrespective, we have agents and then taxpayers who are interested in tax avoidance and then not paying their taxes, right?
Yeah.
So tax avoidance and not paying their taxes.
Yes.
So as we roll out and then there are challenges, some of these agents might exaggerate the challenges. We have shared all our information, our customer experience, service numbers are on our website.
Right.
We have various channels, WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You can reach us out on all these social media platforms for questions and answers to anything. Like we said, ITAS is a taxpayer first, taxpayer centric. So whatever it is, reach out to us. One major area that we anticipate is data. Taxpayers updating their data.
Yes.
You know, so on the old system, they registered them, have changed their phone numbers, emails. Some companies, you know, registered with employees' emails or phone numbers who have moved on.
Right.
Now, with the new system, this will be an opportunity for them to update. Now, with the OTP might go to an old number.
Yes.
So they might experience some of these things, but then their TSCs are there, and then the customer experience unit is also there to help them with it. That is why we are rolling them out in phases. That's why we are focusing on our top taxpayers in the Greater Accra region to roll out, also learn more from the challenges, because at the end of the day, once the rubber hits the road, that's when you actually see most of these things. But we are there with a listening ear. We want the taxpayers to be partners.
Right.
And not just customers. We want them to be partners with this journey, and then give us valuable feedback. We'll take them on board and incorporate, and then improve the process.
Right. Mr. Hoon, what are the general benefits of this ITAS thing that you are rolling out?
Okay. Key benefits is we, as a service industry, I always mention that GRA is in the business of providing services, and that is tax collection services for the state. One of the complaints we've had over a period of time with taxpayers complaining that they send requests to the GRA, they are unable to track the progress of their requests. Some say they send requests and then it is never attended to. The good news about the ITAS system is that, one, we have deliberately put in our service level agreement that we have with our tax-paying population in the system.
Right.
So you are able to track to know which stage your request has gotten to, who is working on your request. At the back end also, what we have done is that when the service level agreement is reached, and then the officer is unable to perform that task, it is also made clear and then reassigned to another person.
Right.
What then happens is that the tax officer who has not been able to discharge their duties over a period of time will also be failing in their appraisals. So what happens is that there is some level of responsibility being imposed upon our tax officers.
Absolutely.
And there is some level of also transparency being made available to our taxpayers. Again, also, one of the benefits, as I mentioned earlier on, is the offline capabilities.
Sure.
You don't need internet to prepare your returns. You download the offline capabilities, and then you are able to prepare your returns. Once you get internet, you submit. So that one, there is some level of cost reduction.
How do I download the offline capabilities?
Yeah, so we are in the pilot. Yes, it is
It's an
up.
app,
We are in the
sure,
pilot stages, and we are managing how we roll out. Because we currently we have over 100,000 using our online services.
Right.
So as we roll out in phases, we will make all these portals and links available to our tax-paying population.
Right.
Now, I want to also mention one key benefit which we want our taxpayers to actually know and comply with. That has to do with mandatory taxpayer identification number for all persons who have suffered withholding taxes.
Okay.
So I give an example. If you, as a mason, have been contracted by a company to perform a task, and then you are done performing the task, the company by law is mandated to withhold a certain amount from you.
Yes.
Where if it is for goods supplied, that becomes 3%. If it's for works, in the case of a mason, that becomes 5%. Now, if the company withholds, the only evidence that you would have as a mason is for you to provide your Ghana card number to the company that go and pay this money to the GRA. And once the company provides this Ghana card number, and then it is paid to the GRA, you, the mason, will become aware that the taxes indeed has been paid on your behalf.
Right.
So this is a feature that we are actually making it mandatory for the benefit of our tax-paying population. That do not allow anybody to withhold your taxes without providing them with your tax identification number. It may amount to free money because you are unable to track whether the money has been paid to the government or otherwise. So this also serves as part of the new thing that we are bringing on board.
Right.
Again, I will mention when it comes to the returns that we are filing, the VAT and other returns also, we've also simplified. As Joe mentioned, the ITAS is not only about software or system, but it's about a re-engineered business process which is being enabled by technology. So in terms of returns that we are filing, we've made it so easy. One capability is for companies or individuals who have workers. One of the things we've introduced is that if you are submitting the return for, let's say, the month of May, which we are submitting in the month of June, month of June tomorrow, once you do that submission and there are no changes, your employee data has not changed, for subsequent month, that data will be made available to you.
Right.
And then you only confirm and submit that return to GRA. Also, reducing the time that it takes for upload and editing. We reduce all those time for you. So these are many capabilities. Our e-tax is also very friendly. The tax consultant management service that we are providing is also quite easy and smooth. What we want to announce to our tax-paying population is that the same GRA that has introduced systems, has introduced the online capabilities, is the same GRA that has re-engineered its process, has looked at the feedback that we've gotten from our tax-paying population, especially the big four accounting firms, and we have integrated them into this new system with a view of improving fairness, improving the taxpayer experience, and also raking in more revenue for the states.
Yeah, great. Okay, so let's do some messages now. This one is from Kobe in Tema. Kobe says, Good evening, team. We have been experiencing some challenges on the current taxpayers portal where attempts to log in using some Ghana cards return messages such as invalid or no data found. Now, the same issue occurs when paying duties with Ghana cards on the ICOMs. It has been alleged that this is due to a standoff between GRA and NIA over some unpaid fees. With the introduction of the new system, will we continue to face these same challenges with our Ghana cards, or will the issue be resolved before migration to ITAS? Additionally, can your guests confirm whether the issue with NIA will be resolved soon? If it has already been resolved, why are some Ghana cards still not appearing in the GRA database?
Okay. That was from Kobe.
Kobe in Tema wants us to do politics this evening.
Thank you very much, Kobe. I think there's no standoff over any fees between Ghana Revenue Authority and then the National Identification Authority. But his point is well noted. We have actually we have some circumstances where actually taxpayers tell us that they have some of these issues. Then initially, I think first, the Ghana card numbers had these dashes.
Yeah.
And so the systems actually, some of them were actually removing the numbers before validating. So those were some of the challenges that we were having. But ITAS has worked on that, and even the current system is actually also working on that.
Right.
Then also, occasionally we've seen situations where updates to taxpayer information on the NIA side and the new Ghana card information, sometimes, the integration, the data exchange fails.
Yes.
And then once we see that, we contact our NIA partners and then they update.
Absolutely.
Also. So as we move on, we actually hope to minimize those occurrences.
Right.
But then the ITAS integration with NIA will be a much better experience that we can guarantee.
Awesome.
Yes.
All right, this one is from Betha Nablikon. She says, this is a good initiative. It reduces the long queues at the tax offices. Then it will help businesses a lot. Stanley in Odoko says, digitalization is the way to go. Most government services are moving online and tax administration should not be left behind. Sam Alotin Asheye, I hope I got the area right, says, I'm already registered with GRA. Do I need to create a new account under ITAS, or will my details automatically be transferred?
Okay. So your details will be automatically transferred. But on the new taxpayers portal, you would have to register.
Right.
Yes. Okay. But then once you come in and enter your tax identification number, we will identify you, and then you can create a new password and a username, and then you can do the same.
Great. Twin Tema says, can taxpayers file returns and make payments entirely from their mobile phones?
Okay, yes. So that is currently what we are doing.
Exactly.
And then we are even going to improve the experience. So yes, they can. And then they are currently filing online on their phones, and they are making payments without moving from the comfort of their homes or their offices.
Now, Bright in Kumasi says, what about small traders who are not familiar with online systems? What support is available for them?
Okay, good. So with small traders, the definition of a small trader is something that is a bit complicated. But for GRA, we always use money or income to define who a small trader is. So for us, small trader, we'll be looking at somebody who is below the VAT threshold of registering. So for such persons, we also have systems that have been integrated with the ITAS to give them that better experience.
Right.
For them, they will be able to use our USSD, the short code of *880#.
Yeah.
And then once they go on the *880#, they will be able to register and make payments using their USSD option.
Right. Lawrence Inosu, who's our last texter, says, what measures are in place to prevent cyber attacks and protect taxpayer data?
Okay. Thank you, Lawrence. So, as you might be aware, GRA actually is assignee to the Data Protection Act. We are required to comply with the Data Protection Act,
Yes.
number one. Number two, we've also been designated as a critical national infrastructure also. So actually, annually, we are working on ISO 27001 certification. We are actually compliant with that. Number two is also we actually go through an annual vulnerability assessment and penetration testing.
Yes.
We also have a dedicated information security department, and then we work with the Cybersecurity Authority to provide us information on threat assessment also.
Right.
So they also provide us intelligence on threat assessment, what they are seeing on the dark web with respect to who has access, who has identified vulnerabilities in GRA system.
Right.
So GRA has a dedicated unit, and then we also have to comply with Cybersecurity Authority regulations and the data protection regulations also.
Great. Thank you very much, Mr. Joseph Main, Project Manager, ITAS Project, that's the Integrated Tax Administration System Project, and indeed Mr. Theophilus Ehun, Change Management Lead, ITAS Project, also the Ghana Regional Authority. Thank you very much indeed, gentlemen. We are deeply grateful to you. We are profoundly grateful, and we hope and pray that your engagements with the public and your quest to roll this thing will be effective and it will benefit the generality of the Ghanaian people. We are deeply grateful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And have a blessed week ahead.
You too.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. Now, viewers, if you have been monitoring Tema Port and the Terminal 3, that's the MPS Terminal 3, you would have realized that it has evolved. And so tonight we want to bring you a light documentary on the evolution of the Port of Tema, exactly, particularly that's the Terminal 3, the MPS Terminal. Let's take a look at this documentary.
Tema Port is a symbol of Ghana's drive for industrialization, trade, and a gateway to West Africa. Established under the vision of its first president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, the port was opened on 10 February 1962. As the Ghanaian economy grew on the back of cocoa and gold, trade volumes increased at an average rate of 10 to 15% per year. The increasing traffic at Tema Port pointed to the need for expansion.
In the 80s, we've seen quite a big shift from general cargo to break bulk. And in the 90s, just containers dominated any commodity that can be unitized for easier handling and for easier relay from point A to point B. And in that era, Ghana realized that actually we need to develop our port into a container terminal, and that's when MPS took a concession in 2004 to build and operate the first container terminal inside Tema Port. The investment into Terminal 2, the market size was 140 to 150,000 TEUs. However, when we completed the construction within a time of like a couple of years, and we launched the operation, the market had already reached 240,000 TEU. So we almost, not quite doubled up, but we almost doubled up. So we built a capacity of 400,000 to cater for a market which is 140,000. And on the day or the first year of operation, we clocked 250,000. And then in the next year, we were 350. So quickly we had to pump in some capacity. more equipment, more handling, more technology to speed up the process, etc., etc. And before we realized that in 2015, we were approaching the 700,000 TEU in a capacity which is 800,000 TEU maximum. And here the limit wasn't adding more cranes. The limit was infrastructure. We need more space.
In November of 2016, His Excellency President John Mahama, seated in a bulldozer, pushes the first boulders into the sea. This marked the official start of construction works on the new Tema Port expansion project. As part of the marine works, 127 hectares of land was reclaimed from the sea to form the subbase on which the terminal was built.
And so it was a beautiful partnership between GPHA and the MPS partners. On the day that we commissioned the crane, I read my speech, and after my speech, I said that there was a limit to how much we can continue expanding this port. And so I challenged the MPS partners, including GPHA, and asked, can't we build a new port? And they said, yes, we can build a new port. But I said, remember that government of Ghana would not put $1 in it. We don't have money to build a new port, so you have to go find the money yourselves. And they said, yes, we can do it if you support us. I said, you have my full support. They went to look for the money, and that's where a lot of the work took place between the shareholders, GPHA, the Ministry of Transport. And one day they asked for an appointment to see me in my office. And when they came, they were all beaming with excitement. I said, Mr. President, we're going to build you a new port. They showed me the drawings. They said, we have arranged the funding, and so we would invite you to come and cut the sod so that the new construction work can take place.
The new terminal has been developed completely out of the sea. We're standing, as I said, 700 meters into the ocean at this moment. In order to do this, we not only had to bring 7 million cubic meters of sand and material to reclaim, but we've also built a 3.5-kilometer breakwater.
The breakwater was pushed deep into the Atlantic, 1.5 kilometers deep, and then swung for 2 kilometers as well. So total length of the breakwater is 3.5 kilometers, exactly 3,550 meters long in the deep. And that is a massive structure, to shelter the harbor basin from the hydroforce of the Atlantic. And in that space, we went 700 meters and built our quay wall. So our land that we operate on is 700 meters into the Atlantic Ocean, but our harbor basin goes another 800 meters into the Atlantic, allowing for a peninsula in the future to be grown and more berths to be built from the inner side of the breakwater.
The quay wall, that is the platform where ships dock and cranes discharge and load containers, is made up of submerged massive concrete structures called caissons that weigh 2,600 tons each.
The caissons, which you can see behind me, are reinforced concrete structures. They will ultimately be lined up in the water to create the berth for the vessels to come in and berth against.
Moving these massive structures is a daunting task, and the China harbor construction teams need all the help they can get.
Once the casting process is complete, which happens in 5 layers, the caissons are then moved into the storage bays. They are moved using a winch system and rolled on airbags that are inflated to roll the caisson along. caissons are then rolled down to a jetty. At the jetty, the caissons are transferred onto a semi-submersible barge. Once in place on the barge then sails out into deeper water and slowly sinks, allowing the caissons to float in the water. They are then lined up end to end to create the berth structure. There will be 73 caissons, creating a berth length of 1,400 meters on the TPEP project.
Following the land reclamation, we then launched the land work package. The land work package includes the construction of the pavement structure with the utilities, the construction of the 4 main buildings, admin building, workshop, authorities building, and the explosive platform with a capacity of 60 bays, the construction of the various gate and SPS wall, the construction of the power plant with a capacity of 60 MVA, and the construction of the backup power plant with a capacity of 12 MVA.
The civil works on the project required 63.5 million paving blocks to be laid over the underground service lines. 42,000 meters of drainage was constructed. CCTV systems with over 150 cameras and Wi-Fi systems have all been laid. The building works for the main MPS office, authorities buildings, the warehouses and inspection bays were all commissioned in 2019. On the 20th of December 2018, the first batch of gantry cranes arrives at the port. The Ghana Port's harbour master and his team of pilots work to guide the ship into the channel and maneuver it safely to berth. This is the first time a vessel will enter the new channel.
For me, today receiving cranes means that we're going from a construction site to becoming a port.
As the new port gets ready to go live, a plan is activated to realize a seamless transition into live operations. Test vessels are deployed and risks identified and mitigated. The new port is implementing various new technologies and operational protocols.
We have new systems also coming in, but these new systems will require some training as well, as today how we work on the terminal will be different.
For us as a TOS team, we have a bigger yard, we have more machines, we have automated gates, appointment systems to integrate. So that's exciting times for us.
During the port expansion, you have so many trucks running. You know, a lot of work going on in quarries. Currently, we have over 1,000 workers on site. You have engineers, you have technicians, you have drivers, you have architects. Each and every one of these workers is learning a lot more skill. Then post-expansion, look at the kinds of equipment that we are bringing in. We are bringing in ship-to-shore cranes. We are bringing ERTGs. You know, all these things, people are going to be trained on them.
On the 28th of June, 2019, Terminal 3 Phase 1 begins operations, receiving vessels, discharging and loading containers on a 24-hour operation. Productivity gains were immediate as the new port starts receiving larger vessels, raising its throughput dramatically from 2 million to 2.3 million TEUs. Phase 2 construction works started in late 2023. In November of 2025, President John Mahama commissions the completed T3 project, bringing full circle the process that started with his vision for a new port.
Are calling here with up to 24,000 containers. And Ghana has emerged as a strategic hub.
Move the 24-hour economy to maximize productivity, job creation, and enhance competitiveness.
The remaining 27 hectares of terminal yard were completed in late 2025, with the addition of a marine building, a sailor's lounge to help ease social isolation.
There were no deep water terminal there. There was no infrastructure capable of receiving 34,000 ships. Actually, 10 years ago, these ships were not even designed. So there were no crane reaching across the world's largest container vessel. You know, what it takes to transform a beach into one of Africa's most modern container terminals is not simply a matter of construction, of engineers. Again, it's a result of a strategic vision. It's a result of a leadership at the highest level of the state. It's a result of trust between public authority and reliable private partners. It is a result of believing together that the future can be bigger and brighter than the world today.
The Tema Port Expansion Project, MPS Terminal 3, is fulfilling the vision of the nation's leaders. It's making Ghana a true gateway to West Africa and a transshipping hub in the region.
All right, so all too soon time is up for us to wrap up, and we'd like to say big thanks once again to our sponsors, Ghana Regional Authority Well PLC, Serene Insurance, Ghana Link Network Services, Meridian Port Services, MPS, Phoenix Insurance, and the JAP2, that's the Joint Association of Port Transport Unions, and indeed, we'll also want to say that the show is proudly powered by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, GPHA. God willing, next week we shall bounce back with another wonderful edition of your favorite Iron Port program. My name is Kennedy Mono. Thank you so much for choosing us this evening. Keep watching the rest of our programs here on Metro TV, and have a blessed and super week ahead. We'll see you next week, God willing. Good night.